Octavia is the heartland of the Skoda range, as well as the car that probably convinced the British car buying public the most to start thinking about the Czech manufacturer more seriously. In addition to this, Skoda's actually been owned entirely by the Volkswagen Group since 2001, who have brought with it more investment, more ambition, and now some genuinely desirable products, with this car being a case in point. Although this third generation Skoda Octavia is based on the same platform as the Volkswagen Golf Mark 7 and Audi A3, it's cheaper than both, and size-wise it is much bigger, to the extent that it's actually more of a rival for cars like the Mazda 6. Apart from these little slices of LED jewellery available on top spec versions, or the kinked up C-pillar surface, there isn't anything flashy going on here. It's just a very well proportioned car that's handsome enough to make your car proud, but not showy enough to annoy the neighbours or date anytime soon. The Octavia may have stepped up in price from its predecessor, but so too has the quality. Standard equipment now includes alloy wheels, 7 airbags, digital DAB radio, a USB connector, CD multi-changer, which is all controlled through this touchscreen infotainment system. Top spec models get the choice of a bigger infotainment unit that has a more sophisticated Sat-Nav, dual zone air conditioning and park assist, which basically parks the car for you. These seats are adjustable for pretty much any size of driver. The steering is adjustable for both rake and reach. But more importantly is that when you shut all these doors or prod the buttons and the plastics, everything feels so well considered and built to last. Space for rear passengers is best in class with absolutely acres of legroom, and the boot is huge too. But although there's quite a handy storage area for the parcel shelf, the hatchback tailgate is quite heavy to lift, and there is an annoying step in the floor when you try to fold the seats flat. Skoda's range of engines covers everything from super eco to high performance, but the most popular model is the 1.6 litre diesel SE that comes with a 5-speed gearbox and accelerates from rest to 62 miles an hour in 10.8 seconds. If you're after a bit more mid-range, then the 2 litre diesel with a 6-speed gearbox would be a worthy investment. Unfortunately, the ride quality isn't as soft and as comfortable as you'd expect, and that's due in part to the fact that the Octavia uses a slightly less sophisticated torsion beam rear suspension setup. It's not a deal breaker, the steering still feels very accurate and the body control is good, but if you were to compare across the entire Volkswagen family, then an equivalent spec Golf would probably offer you more compliance and refinement. This will come as no surprise to existing Skoda customers, but for all those still to be converted, the Octavia is really, really good. Yes, it may be a bit too conservative for some styles, but it offers loads of space and equipment as a family car, and yet it's still really cheap to run and cheap to lease as a company car. And if either of those two factors are going to be key in choosing your next vehicle, then I think you better dispel some of the Skoda myths for yourself.